And hello to all friends, Potatoes are with you. And today, I will show you how to make a very efficient and simple mob farm, but before you start watching, be sure to subscribe to me, and also click on the bell, so as not to miss new videos. First of all, let's look at what you will need to create this farm. Here you will need there are a lot of building blocks, a lot of semi-blocks, about 2 stacks of glass, about 90 pieces of scaffolding or something like that, 31 funnels, 18 chests, 25 bonfire showers, 11 distributors, 10 observers. You will also need quite a lot of buckets of water, 26 redstone repeaters, 1 redstone comparator, 3 redstones, and also a lever. This is all you will need to create this very cool farm. It will be unrealistically effective, about 10,000 drops for mobs per hour. I think it's definitely worth it. And even more so, the resources here are not so expensive. Just what is probably the most expensive thing here is 31 funnels, but this is not a problem at all. If you have some kind of iron farm, which I told you about earlier. Let's take all this now and start building. To begin with, you will need to find an area more evenly, so that it is simply more convenient to build there. And now let's take the chests and also the funnels, because we are going to make a place with you right away, where we will receive all the shot. To do this, let's put a double chest here once. Let's say here let's have 2, and then let's have 3 double chests. Then we take the funnels, put 1, 2 and 3, so that they each look at their own chest. Then we take the chests, and do the following above the funnel, once a chest, and also a double chest. We do this way. Then we do more and more, and we also do it again, only we are already putting funnels here. 1, 2, 3, so that everyone looks at his chest, and then we put 1 chest, which we have connected with this. Here is a chest and another chest. It turns out in the end like this. Then you take the remaining funnels, put the funnel once into this chest, then into this one, and into this one. Then, we put the funnel here, and also here, so that it looks at this funnel, and in general everything went into this chest. And also here, this funnel looks at this one, and goes all into this chest. And look, we will need to turn these funnels into a square. How is this done? We just take as many funnels as possible, namely, we are building up for more funnels for each funnel here. See how it looks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's it, we get a square of funnels. Then we take any building blocks. We put 1 here, we break this, and then we just make such a ring around these funnels. Well, because you know what I mean, something like this should work out for you. And in the end, how many do we have here? The ring is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 7, and this is how it looks from above. Then you take even more building blocks and adjust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side. Then there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then from the next side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally the last time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, it will all need to be turned into a square, with the center cut out. Then there is nothing to build up here, but these are all the links that we have formed here, or not links in part, as you want to call it. In general, we connect everything here. In the end, we get a quarter of a square. And then we also connect everything like this with a frame, and then we fill everything in, so that we get such a platform. With a hole in the center, everything is fine. As a result, we get this platform. If everything is the same for you, then you did everything right. Then you take the glass, and fly up to one of the edges. Let's say to the corner. Let's put the glass here like this, and in short, in the end, we make it such a ring that there are just bumpers. And somehow this is how you will eventually succeed. Then you go to each corner, and put 1, 2, 3 glasses. We do this so that we again spill water here, and it does not leak anywhere. That's it. That's how you should do it. Then you take the building blocks, and right from the center, right from these funnels, you put 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you take your first sensor, and put it up like this. From below, you can break everything, that is, 4 blocks of these, and then you take your building blocks again, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so do it from all sides, that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From the third side we do this, and finally from the last. Then it will need to continue, and see what you can do in the end. I don't know what this shape is called, like some kind of rhombus will eventually form or something like that. In short, here is a question from the block. Here everything is lower, so to speak, you go down, and eventually bring it to the top of the next one. That is, here it is. I don't know if I explained it clearly or not, but in the end, you should get this form, and here you fill out everything again. That such a platform has turned out. Just the same, all mobs will spawn here. That is, look, now I'm completing it, and in the end, you get something like this. Then you take any building block, put it here, and now you take an observer, arrange it so that it looks more precisely up. It will need to be done this way. So let's op and like this, so that he looks up necessarily exactly like this, otherwise most likely nothing will just work for you. Then, you climb on it, and put the distributor up in this way right above it. Then, you take the building blocks, and put absolutely the same platform. And so you will need to do only 10 layers. That is, look, here we have the first layer, then we do the second, the third, and so on up to 10, and they will be absolutely identical. That is, there you put an observer through the block, then put a distributor over it, and build a platform. Just the same, the efficiency of this farm will depend on the number of layers. The more effective it will be. Therefore, it is best to build it all to the maximum right away, so that you just don't sweat it later. Let's repeat once again how to build it. Then here we retreat one block, then we put an observer here, so that he looks up at us. That is in this way. Then we break everything here, then Oppo here, and then we put a distributor on top here, and then we build everything up here. That is again, 7 blocks here, 7 blocks there, and in the end, we make such a rhombus. So okay, let me make a couple more layers, so that the video just doesn't drag on, and I haven't suffered like this for a long time. But you'll see the effectiveness of this farm anyway. Well, here's something like this you will get, though there should be more layers, but I'm just too lazy to build it all. But you better not be lazy again, and build big. But let's imagine that it was the last 10th layer. And what should we do next? Then you take and put a block, again your observer, that is, we put it exactly up in the same way as before. Then let's restore everything here, and put a distributor here. That's how you do it. But then you will need to take already unusual blocks, and semi-blocks, and put them as follows. Watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And so do it again in all directions, and make such a big platform in the end. We did this in order to cover this whole thing, and then mobs came to mind, and in the end, this is the kind of thing you get from above. However, it would be necessary to restore our distributor here, which was standing here. Be sure to restore it. That's the way it is. We are building up everything here and moving on. Now you will need to go to our distributor and take the half blocks. And it will be necessary to increase the following blocks, so to speak, to ordinary blocks. On one side you choose, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on the other side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and also here make such a second layer. Here, we are going to make a special mechanism, so that the water works correctly here, which will eventually flow out there, and thus dump all the mobs here. It will also be necessary, let's say, to build up one block somewhere here, and then put our lever there. That's it. Then you take the comparator, put it right here in front of the lever, so that it looks in that direction, and then you take the red stone, put it here, and then take a lot of repeaters at once, put them right here for the maximum delay. In other words, here we even put them on the sensor once. Right here you put it on the maximum, and bring it right to the end of this whole line that we built here. Here we have brought it, but not to the end itself, because here you will also need to put 2 motes of dust with a stone. Then we turn around, and also lead up to the comparator. It turns out that. So here's the last repeater. We have done everything to the maximum. By the way, I also forgot to activate the comparator. Just click on it with the PCM, and then it lights up here. This will definitely need to be done. We have quite a few blocks left, and now we will need to go down, right to the very bottom, where these funnels are located. Here, these zombies are already worth some kind, which it would be best to kill now because it interferes with us. So we kill him. Great. Then, we take the bonfires of 25 souls and put everything all right on the funnels. They are just going to kill our mobs. Then, you will need to take a lot of water, pour it first in the corners, right here on these blocks, necessarily angular. On the second block of height, well, roughly that is, somehow like this as I do. So here's the 4th corner. Everything's great. Look how we have it all spilled. That's not enough. To do this, we take even more water, and pour it right here, right around the perimeter. That is, so that our current works here in this way, and does not flow directly to the bonfires. That is, like this. We do the same from all sides. And this water will lead all mobs directly to these fires. As a result, they will die there, funnels will collect them, and accordingly, everything will be transferred to chests, of which we have a lot. Now you will also need to take water, and put 1 glass of water in each dispenser. That is, we fly into each level like this, and put a bucket of water. This is done, necessarily, so that we generate water here when we need it. That is, we made such a timer there from above. It will just activate all these distributors, and dump them on mobs. Then this water will be taken in, and mobs will be remembered here again. So we filled it all out, and now, in principle, we can even check this whole thing. Push the lever, and see what happens. There is such a timer, and now let's see how it will work. Here, we have all the water spilling over here, and clearly, nothing is spilling over the edges here. And accordingly, all these mobs go down here, that is, they fall, and as a result, they are demolished with the current here in the casters, where they do. Then the water collects it. Mobs will be remembered here again, and it's all done endlessly. But the truth is, in order for all of this to work absolutely right, and just as effective, we will need to do the following. Look at our height, 91st. And we will need to make ourselves such a facazon, which will be 92 blocks above this block. That is, in our case, it is 91 plus 92, that is 183. To do this, let's take our scaffolding and move to this height. It will probably be necessary to put a block like this here, and now we are already installing scaffolding here. In order to reach 183rd height, this height is not a constant for us, because this is in my case. Again, just add 92 blocks to your position, and you will know your height, which you need. Here we have now 183rd height. Now we just take the glass and make ourselves a booth or something, so that no flying phantoms will simply kill us here. Here we have a booth ready, the experience is closed and everything. In principle, we can now sit here and wait until our farm is working. Let's probably wait a little bit, just to show that this farm works. In principle, we can probably already go down, and there's probably someone asleep. Oops, we move, and yes, look, we just have a large number of mobs remembered here. Then water appears here, and they all fall into this big pit. Then here, not all of the water flows down to the center, and eventually Next, let's go down here. Here, by the way, we also remember mobs. It's better to put everything to torches here. Somehow this is how you arrange it all here. And now we look into the chests, and here is all our loot. Quite a lot, and I even nave and coughed. I've just been building everything there so far. While I explained it all to you, a little time has passed, and here, in principle, mobs have come to mind here. Again, if you have 10 layers here, and you wait for about an hour, then you will have more than 10,000 items from these mobs. That is absolutely different. These are rotten flesh, bones, gunpowder, and also threads, but also spider eyes and other shot. Maybe iron, or even some potatoes. Well, there was a potato with you. Be sure to subscribe, like, write comments, and also click on the bell so as not to miss new videos.